My half-sibling, my eldest half-sibling, is 1 year older than my mother.
What?
Okay, let that marinate. Let me do the math. I had a boyfriend without them knowing I had a boyfriend.
So, ibig sabihin, you knew that you were going to leave this boyfriend. Binoyfriend mo pa.
I didn't know because all these talks about paperwork and all this stuff. I thought it was never gonna happen.
Seriously?
I mean, as a 16-year-old, I don't know.
You're all about taking the first step. Now you're doing it again this year on October 14th.
Yes.
Who's included?
It's not confirmed yet as we are recording, but let me tell you, last year we had AJ Raphael.
Nice. And the year before that, Ismael.
Ismael. And then this year there is someone big coming. It's just the ink is not on paper yet.
Who?
I can't. But it's a big deal.
Clue.
Yeah?
Mahula tayo, guys.
Oh, I don't know. I can't.
You can neither confirm nor deny. So, Pinoy, based in the US?
Yes. Patay tayo dito.
Apple the App.
No.
Bruno Mars.
I wish.
Okay, so no.
Bruno Mars going to the mall.
Okay. Guy or girl?
A guy.
Sikat sa Philippines or dito sikat?
More in the Philippines, but getting more popular here too.
JR?
Hindi.
Ikaw naman yung face mo biglang nag-iba. Sobrang
I'm very expressive. No, that was not mean. My face was because you got it wrong.
Martin Rivera?
No.
Gary V?
Do you think they'll go to the mall?
Yeah, they do go to the mall.
I don't know. Perform?
Oh, wait. Is this a group or a band?
No, one person.
One person.
Yeah, you're not gonna guess because I already gave you a curveball.
Paano nagkaroon ng curveball? Sabi mo, sumikat sa Philippines, now he's making waves here. It's a he. Big name, unless the big name part is the curveball.
No.
So what's the curveball? Hindi pa nakasign ng contract. That's the curveball. Not gonna go to the mall. Not
if
JR.
you want me to tell you the curveball, I'll tell you the curveball, but then you cannot say anything else after that.
Oh, sige, game. Wait. Not Bruno Mars, not Apple the App. He's Pinoy. Is he half-baked?
That I'm not sure.
Not sure. It's a
He looks like it, but I don't think so.
Billy Joe Crawford.
I had to think, who is Billy Joe? Never mind. I had to really think.
Mike, sino ba? Iniisip ko eh. Oh, fine, give me the curveball.
I'm gonna give you the curveball, then you're gonna look at the camera, and then we switch top. Wow, ako ang boss.
Fine, this is your episode, so ikaw talaga boss. Game.
The curveball is, I already said he was there before.
Easy meal! Okay, anyway.
He did not follow the rules. This is at Paco's place where we don't follow rules.
Welcome to the Pacos Place podcast.
Visit abbateservices.com for fast medical transcription service. This podcast episode is brought to you by AB Music Creative.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, live at Pacos Place, big round of applause, Miss Sweeney Mae.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for driving over to the studio. We really appreciate you. I mean, this is the effort that we'd like to give every guest. Sabi namin ni Michael, we're not gonna drive out for anybody. Mm-hmm. Para everybody, fair lahat. They all get to drive to the studio.
There you go. I did like an hour. Just letting you guys know.
Thank you. So let's get everything out of the way. October 14, you have an event.
Yes, we have FAMania. So FAMania is Filipino American History Month, and it's actually produced by adobers.net, which are friends of mine. And the history of that is that my previous job, I worked at Plaza West Covina as the marketing and business development manager. And I brought on my friends at Adobers and say, hey, I want a Filipino American History Month event. So this is actually the third year. However, just last week, I switched jobs. So I'm at a different center now, but I'm still very much in support because I saw it from its baby stage. So in 2021, when I started at Plaza West Covina, I called them and said, because they're an online business directory. So I said, hey, are live events in the future for you? Do you plan on doing that? And they said, actually, in 5 years, yeah, we plan. I'm like, how about this year?
Diba?
I'm a dream maker, you know.
Take the first step now.
Yeah, because I have a venue. I will help you because if it's a win-win, I have a goal to bring more events.
Rejuvenate your smile with Dr. Lourdes Capelong's comprehensive range of dental solutions. Along with general dentistry, Dr. Capalong specializes in cosmetic dentistry, including teeth whitening, bonding, dental veneers, and surgical crowns. Whether it's urgent care or preventive treatment, she'll take care of you and your smile. To schedule an appointment, call the clinic at area code 323-257-7582.
You have an idea for an event, so let's do an event here. I'll shoulder most of the cost to get you started. And they did. It was successful. And then they did a Paco event right after that. Which
Same year.
Huh? Same year, yeah. And they had Easy Meal at that event with Wishbuzz. No? Yeah. And then the following year, they say, okay, it's too much to do both. So we're going to focus on Fan Mania. And then, so they did another Fan Mania in 2022.
Who invented the name?
Actually, Demivin from Adobers.
Nice.
Because, I told him, like, Filipino American History Month, but you guys brand it, you do it Adobers way, and I'll be here to support it.
Okay, so you're all about taking the first step. Mm-hmm. Now you're doing it again this year on October 14th.
Yes.
Who's included?
It's not confirmed yet as we are recording, but let me tell you, last year we had AJ Raphael.
Nice. And the year before that, Easy Meal.
Easy Meal.
Okay.
That was for the Paco, but for the family itself in 2021 it was a lot of local performers. But then we had AJ Raphael through One Down Media or One Down, and then this year there is someone big coming. It's just the ink is not on paper yet.
Who?
I can't say. But it's a big deal.
Clue. Pinoy?
Yeah.
Sige. Manghula tayo, guys. Ha?
Oh, I don't know. I can't.
You can neither confirm nor deny. So Pinoy, based in the US?
Yes.
Based in the US.
Patay tayo dito.
Apple the App.
No.
Bruno Mars.
I wish.
Okay, so
Bruno Mars going to the mall.
Okay. Guy or girl?
A guy.
Sikat sa Philippines or dito sikat?
More in the Philippines, but getting more popular here too.
JR?
Hindi.
Ikaw naman yung face mo biglang nag-iba sobra.
I'm very expressive. No, that was not mean. My face was because you got it wrong. Okay. I love JR.
Okay, wait. How many guesses do I have? Martin Rivera?
No.
Gary V?
Do you think they'll go to the mall?
Yeah, they do go to the mall.
I don't know. Perform?
Oh, wait. Is this a group or a band?
No, one person.
One person. Mike, you can join in, huh?
You won't guess because you know what? I already gave you a curveball, so.
You gave me a...
Yeah, you're not gonna guess because I already gave you a curveball.
Paano nagkaroon ng curveball? Sabi mo, mas sumikat sa Philippines, now he's making waves here. It's a he. Big name. Unless the big name part is the curveball.
No.
So what's the curveball? Hindi pa nakasign ng contract. That's the curveball. Not gonna go to the mall. Not
if
JR.
you want me to tell you the curveball, I'll tell you the curveball, but then you cannot say anything else after that.
Oh, sige, game. Okay. Wait. We're still having fun.
Give us
Three more.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna say yes if you said a name.
No.
Okay.
But then again, you're an expressive person.
Very true.
So it's like, we know it's not JR. Not Bruno Mars, not Apple the App. He's Pinoy. Is he half-baked?
That I'm not sure.
Not sure. It's
He looks like it, but I don't think so.
Billy Joe Crawford.
No.
Okay. See, I'm just...
I had to think, who's Billy? Never mind. I had to really think.
So mean.
No.
Mike, sino ba? Iniisip ko eh. Oh, fine, give me the curveball.
I'm gonna give you the curveball, then you're gonna look at the camera, and then we switch topic. Wow, ako ang boss.
Fine, this is your episode, so ikaw talaga boss. Game.
The curveball is, I already said he was there before.
Easy Meal! Okay, anyway.
He did not follow the rules. This is at Paco's place where we don't follow rules.
Okay, Sweeney.
Patay ako. Wag mo, Mayor.
Okay,
Just
you,
kidding.
if you want to
I'm
edit
just
out, we can
joking.
edit out. But so invite them again, October 14th, no?
October
Where is it?
14th, it's going to be at Plaza West Covina in West Covina. It's going to be from 11 to 6 p.m. There's going to be lots of vendors, performances, food truck, everything Filipino, Peria games, giveaways, everything. Make sure you support it because it's not often that the shopping centers support Filipino history. So make sure you guys go. I know October is going to be packed with events, but if you are local and you happen to be free between 11 to 6, stop
11
on
to
by.
6. That's nice. After that, they can go watch the dawn in at the Palace in downtown LA. See?
That's what's happening. There's a lot of events.
Pero I mean, I'm supporting your event and the dawn in
Yeah.
kasi they're the ones who started the OPM band revolution.
Really?
Yeah. So they're coming. Now let's talk about you.
Me?
It's very impressive that we're on the podcast and here you are supporting an endeavor of friends of yours.
Yes.
Okay. But you've done stuff for yourself. You have your podcast. You've written a book. How many?
I have been featured in 2 other books. Like this is a combination, or collection of short stories. I've also.
What's the title of the book?
One of them is unscripted, or both of them are unscripted. 1 and 2. It's stories of women in business telling their stories. Of victory, I guess, or struggles. And then my very first book, I wouldn't even try to sell it now. It was my very first attempt, but it was like 11 secrets to a successful event. Because that's what I do. I'm an event producer, right? Back then. And I think...
Back then was when?
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I think it was 2011. I literally wrote it and learned how to publish it myself on Amazon, but those were like the early days, right? Yeah. So, but if you find it on Amazon, you can support it. It's probably a couple bucks.
Why don't you do another edition?
I am actually in the process of writing a book about communication because I think just in life experiences that I've had at work with friends, I'm typically the go-to person of like, what do I say or what do I do in this situation? And then I've noticed that whatever advice I've given them, it's always an aha moment. And I'm like, okay, maybe I have a knack for this. So my book right now, I'm working on it. And then even at work, I worked at shopping centers, and shopping centers are owned by owners. So when they come, I'm
No way.
no way. No, because like either they're privately owned or they're back into the hands of the bank mortgage people. But they come off, they visit at the mall and they want to hear what we're doing marketing wise. And then in my recent shopping center, it was a common compliment that they love how I presented. And the owners are actually from Israel. So I feel like there's something to do with me being a Filipino speaking a different language, and they speak a different language. And I sometimes can tell my counterparts who don't speak another language are not thinking of that barrier.
Yes.
So it's like I have to speak slower, use much simpler language so we can all be in the same page. And I'm in marketing, so it's kind of like a dog and pony show. Like you have to put on a show, because if you can't put on a show, then why are you in marketing? So you have to make it look good. And then they have 11 centers, and we're always the last stop, and they always find us our favorite. So I mean, that's one reason why I think that I have a knack for communicating, and also being courageous. Like if there's like uncomfortable moments, you still have to communicate and can't be passive about things. So my book is about communication, and it's the working title right now is Get Heard.
Get Heard. When you write books, like this book, Get Heard, now that you're writing it, where do you draw inspiration aside from the fact that you're in marketing, you're doing all of this? There has to be an inner fire that you draw inspiration from, or an outside source.
Outside source.
Okay.
So I feel like people love to tell me their secrets. I'm not going to tell their secrets in the book, but people love to confide in me, and people love to tell me their problems and things. But that also gives me a lot of content and context and lessons that I can turn into something for my book. So yeah, a lot of people come to me for advice or for just anything, and then I think that helps me like conclude certain lessons in life, including my own.
When you go home at night, do you go home to someone? Do you go home to just yourself?
Go home to my cat. No, I'm just joking. No, I live alone.
So, okay, I'm trying to help everybody paint a picture of you because as bubbly and as giddy as you are, while you were speaking, I was listening to you, observing you, being inspired by what you're saying. And then I had to ask that question because that's the important part of the day. When you've made people smile, when you've made people happy, you go home to an empty house and it's just you. How do you dispose of the garbage that came in? How do you decompress? Because there are people like you, and if they're listening right now, they might be able to pick up something from you, di ba? Parang ganun yun eh. Because tao ka eh. And sometimes our friends, wala silang pakialam doon. They see that Sweeney's very happy, and you come across as you're an empath.
Yeah.
That's how you come across. You're in marketing, so you're an empath. So parang ang dating is, oh my God, I hope someone's there. So when I asked that question, I was already expecting the answer to be none. and so how do you decompress?
I actually have a lot of outlets. I dance, I box.
Alone?
I box alone with the punching bag, sure.
In the house?
No, not in the house. When I'm in the house, let's see.
Like right now, after this taping, guys, she has to go home. So
but the thing is, I would like to spend more time at home, but I don't. I'm always out and about.
yes, because there's a reason why you're out and about.
Yeah.
This is a safe space on Pacos place. So.
Yeah. So when I go home, let's say I'd shower and then get to bed, and shortly after that I go to sleep. So
Do you leave the lights on?
yes.
Are they okay? Good. See,
I read, and I actually learned that from my boyfriend. 'Cause I guess red is supposed to give you that kind of like
the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. The energy vibe.
Yeah. And so, and then I usually have white noise too when I sleep because I'm alone. I'm like, I need something. But I think having a lot of outlets help.
It does, no?
Yeah. So having a lot of hobbies, and so I'm a Zumba instructor too, actually.
Nice.
Although I only have time to teach once a week. I love to dance. Every Monday night I go to a dance class. I box, so twice, as much as I can, twice a week.
Who's your favorite boxer? Don't say Pacquiao because we all love Pacquiao.
I box not because I follow boxers, because I only really know Manny Pacquiao.
But of course, when you're at the gym, they talk about boxers.
Well, I don't go to the gym. I have a trainer. We go to the park.
Oh.
So me and one of my best friends, who's in my one of the co-hosts for the podcast.
Your podcast.
Yeah. We box together and with a coach that I really liked from a gym. And then so I just asked, that gym closed, and I said, can you keep training us at the park? And he's like, yeah. So we've been.
So he brings the punching bag. No, just kidding. We use pads, right?
Pads or drilling with each other. So
you mentioned your podcast. Let's go there first.
Yeah.
What's the podcast about?
So it's called All Abroad Podcast. Because
Where can we find this?
Anywhere.
Like
Apple, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you get your podcast, really. So All Abroad Podcast, because the five of us are childhood friends since first grade in the Philippines, and we're all abroad.
Where was grade school?
Bacolod City.
Really?
Yeah.
What school?
St. Scholastica's Academy.
Oh,
I'm a Colasa.
shout out. May Colasa pala rito.
Shout out to mga
We were
Colasa.
just in Bacolod and Talisay back in July. June.
Wow.
June, we were there in June.
Wow.
Of
Concert?
2023. No, bakasyon.
Oh, nice. You like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Oh my God. Manukan country.
Oh my gosh. Was that your first time now?
No, but
No.
it's always.
People don't understand how good chicken inasal is in Bacolod.
Yes, it is.
It's different, but it's different because it's Bisaya chicken. So it's not.
The way it's marinated.
Yes.
Oh, how about this? Yung iced tea. Oh my God, ang sarap terno dun sa chicken inasal. And ang favorite ko, what's your favorite?
The paa.
Alam mo yung pet, ano yun?
I'm like, what do I say?
Di ba
The
meron,
thighs.
pecho pack.
Pecho pack. Because you want a little bit of
Yeah,
breast and a little bit of
wing,
yeah.
right? Pecho pack. I like isol.
Isol.
Chicken ass is my thing.
Wow. My dad used to tell me to not eat chicken ass because you will be single for life, he said. But now that I'm grown up, I think it's because he wants it for himself.
Yeah. Because it's not true. I've been married 3 times.
Yeah, so my dad definitely, tricked me.
Pero ang sarap, no?
Yeah.
And then ang masarap sa... We'll go back to to All Abroad.
Yeah,
But,
that's right.
pero kasi binanggit mo yung Bacolod.
City of Smiles.
City of Smiles. Nakakatuwa, di ba? Tapos, oh my God, Manukan Country. Talagang masisira ulo mo because they want you to eat dun sa kanilang restaurant.
Yeah.
Ang daming restaurant dun sa part na yun di ba? But yeah, we hung out there. Tapos diretso SM kasi magkatapat lang yun.
Mm-hmm.
Tapos Talisay kami nakatira. So Bacolod, Talisay.
Mm-hmm.
Yun ang ginagawa.
Talisay is where the airport is. Yeah.
I think it's a few minutes away lang from the city. No? Yeah.
Last time I was back home was 2020, just before COVID. We
So-
went home just a day early, just in case we get stuck there. But yeah.
So you and your 4 cohorts all migrated at the same time?
No, not the same. I was the first one.
How old were you?
I was 17.
Why did you migrate?
My dad, really because of my parents. So my dad has always been in the States, as I guess OFW. And so actually, I recently had this long conversation with my mom where she starts telling me stories I didn't know.
About your dad?
Yeah. Or
He has another family?
well, he had. I mean,
I told you! that chicken ass.
it's not true.
It's not
he
true.
wants it for himself. Dad, liar. But he was always in the States, and he actually, before I was born, he was already here in the States, and he didn't come home till I was already 5. I didn't know back then, but now my mom's telling me it's because he was undocumented and he was trying to get his paperwork. Why are you laughing?
Because is it okay that we're throwing him under the bus right now?
Today's his death anniversary,
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
I hope he doesn't haunt you. He's been gone for a while, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's throw him under the bus.
Yeah, throw him under the bus. But anyway, he did not come back for 5 years because his eldest child, who was here, was trying to petition him. So I guess he couldn't leave until that's done. And
So eldest child is your half
my
sibling?
half sibling.
Dang.
Yeah, no, I love telling this part.
Yeah,
'cause
please.
My half sibling, my eldest half sibling, is 1 year older than my mother.
What?
Okay, let that marinate. Yeah, wait. Let me do the math.
So your eldest half sibling
Yeah.
is 1 year older than your mom.
Yes.
Oh my geesh.
So my dad was good looking, let me tell you. I had an event in Carson one time, and then I met a whole bunch of seniors, and I told them who my dad was. They're like, oh my God, Bogi. I was like, relax, he's dead. But my dad was like one of those guys back in the days, tisoy, and like.
So he
really
petitioned you.
So eventually my mom, he petitioned my mother. So my mom and him were here for a few years before me and my sister were able to come. There was a lot of complications with papers. My mom put my dad's last name as our last name, but you can't because he was married to someone back then. So we had to fix that before we can. So yeah.
So when you left Bacolod, did you leave a boyfriend?
I did. How did you know?
17.
Yeah, I did.
How did that feel?
Back then at 17,
Honest masakit yun pag tinignan mo talaga. Dahil, okay, number 1 question. Naunang umalis ang mom mo. Your mom left. You and your sister knew that you were coming here.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually. Did you have that boyfriend before your mom left or after your mom left?
I had that boyfriend without them knowing I had a boyfriend. Does that make
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But was your mom there pa sa Philippines?
No, not anymore.
So ibig sabihin, you knew that you were going to leave this boyfriend. Binoyfriend mo pa.
I didn't know because all these talks about paperwork and all this. I thought it was never gonna happen.
Seriously?
I didn't. I mean, as a 16-year-old, I don't know.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking you this question is because marami 16-year-olds dyan
Yeah.
ang naghihintay ng petition, di ba?
Uh-huh.
So anong feeling nung finally sinabi na ng mommy daddy mo na you guys are leaving?
And he actually kind of knew because when it was starting, the paperwork
process,
started to, take
Become real?
turn. Yeah, like he knew. But I also, actually, I think I was 15 or 16 when I met him, and he was actually like 18 or 19. He was a little bit older, and he went to school in Manila, and I was in Bacolod.
So LDR na kayo dun pa lang sa
Yeah.
Philippines.
And then I think I got tired of it. It's like, why are we even doing this?
Right.
Like, I'm 15, I'm 16, live your life. So I broke up with him, and then it turns out he came back to Bacolod.
Ooh.
And then years later, I learned from my yaya then, telling me now that his mom blamed me for him not finishing his school.
Of course.
Like, I didn't tell him to stop school. I told him.
You don't need to tell the guy.
Okay, Paco is definitely defending the guy.
Okay, so now you're in the States. Yung apat
Yeah.
na cohorts mo, when did they come to the States?
Sporadically. I think most of them though came after college. I had one more year in high school to complete, and that was, I feel like, the saddest part, not the boyfriend part. Because I grew up with those friends since first grade. We're in the same school, and then one more year I was gonna have the loyalty award for being there from first grade to fourth year. But wala, I had to move because my mom and my dad were like, no,
So
you're not staying.
So itong podcast na to, puro kulasa to.
Yeah. What's that face?
Bitchy talk ang nasa utak ko.
No, guys.
Siya kaya na defensive.
No, not
Parang,
at all.
I wouldn't want to be in your web. Parang feeling ko kuyog. You know what kuyog? You guys are gonna gang up on whoever guest you have on the podcast.
Okay, next time we're gonna have you as a guest.
Yes, please. I want to.
Can bitch about you.
So what do you guys talk about?
So for the first season, my seasons. For the first season,
This is exciting. Excite na ako.
Yeah, for the first season, it was all about our culture, how we grew up, like how was dating back then, how were we parented back then. Hoy, how were we? All we talked about was Backstreet Boys, first of all. And then how we were parented versus how people are parented here, how the school system went versus there. What is Mascara Festival, food, everything about the culture. The second season, we started having guests like you are, right? Our very first guest was actually Jet Tolentino. I don't know if you know him. He's a 3-time Tony Award winner and 1-time Oscar.
How did he feel?
He or him? Us.
Him.
I think he was excited because he's from Bacolod. He's from Iloilo, actually.
Okay. So Ilonggo.
So he's
rin to.
Ilonggo. And now 3-time Tony Award
Kanina
winner.
yung guest natin,
Yeah.
sina Ted, sina Ellen, sina Shiloh. They're from Iloilo, ha?
Oh!
Dapat pala napag-usapan, puro
What?
Ilonggo Day natin today.
Sabi niya, he doesn't want to talk to me till we start podcasting. Hold off now. Shh, don't talk. Sabi.
Okay, go.
And then we have a lot of guests. You know Jeppy?
Yeah.
Tita Che? Like we had him as a guest. And Rafi Tutenko from Bacolod as
So,
well.
paano nyo ginigrill tong, paano nyo inaasal tong mga guests?
We're very nice. We actually just really want to feature trailblazing Filipinos. And if we can find Ilonggos, because that's who we are, even better. Because I think Filipinos are so impressive, but we don't get as much of the spotlight that we should.
Yes.
For some reason. Probably because we're Filipinos, but I feel like we deserve the spotlight. So that's why I love when Mick invited me or
Thanks for being here. Kami lang, we were excited to have you.
I'm excited because I think this type of work is very commendable, like being able to tell our kababayan stories, really.
Okay, so what can we expect when we listen to All Abroad? Sayang now, ngayon nalulungkot ako kasi kinikwento kanina ni Sweeney, some of the hosts aren't available after the pandemic.
Yeah,
diba?
everybody got busy.
Pero parang, oh my God, I have to see.
We have enough episodes though. We have enough episodes.
How many?
I want to say we're up in the 30s, not your 200s, but 30 something is still really good.
For 5 people, that's like a band.
Yeah. And when when we had to arrange the script and knowing who says what, and then we still improv in between anyway.
How do you fight? How do you argue?
We don't.
Boring.
No, we don't. You mean banter? Yes, but we don't fight. We banter for sure.
Sige. Halimbawa, magte-taping kayo.
Uh-huh.
And seems to me that you're the anchor woman, the anchor person. So what if one of them says, can't make it? Nakakabwisit yun, ha?
You know, we're very understanding. I was just like, okay.
You're very understanding. I go back to you being an empath.
Yeah. No, it's just if you can't make it, then we'll take you off the script, okay? Whoever can make it will have a portion. That's really I just have to be flexible because I feel like I'm also a Pisces, so I don't know if you believe in astrology, but I'm a very flexible like personality, like go with the flow kind of person. So you can't make it, I can't make you make it. So why would I get mad? I'm just gonna piss myself off even more. So I'm like, oh, you can't make it. That's fine. Okay, moving on.
Let's talk about that part because other people have a hard time moving on.
Yeah,
they're too attached to outcome.
Yeah.
You're giving me the impression that, you know what, outcome can go either way.
Yeah.
So don't get attached to outcome. It's easier said than done. We know that, right? So sa mga non-Pisces, can you please advise them how to let go of outcome? By the way, hindi ako Pisces. So, pati ako advice.
You're asking. Okay, you're asking. I think it comes with experience. All of us here looks like we've had enough life experiences. And if you look back in time, all the things that didn't work out, you can say in hindsight, it was for a reason. So if you accept that and you think about that, it's not working out right now. It's going to be for a reason. You don't know what it is yet, but it's always good in the end.
So wag mo nang i-expend yung energy
Yeah,
mo.
why? Yeah, it's going to be for the better anyway. You just don't know what that is yet. But why? We can't know everything.
And yet you do.
And yet I do know it will be okay. But I don't know what that benefit is then.
So ibabalik ko sa iyo yan. Hindi kaya ikaw, mabilis ka lang mag-let go ng outcome or now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah. Can I tell you my talent?
Yes. This is your part. This is your episode.
Why
mo.
not?
Of course you can tell
I was
me.
just buying time, okay? Can I tell you my talent? No, and I'm actually, it's a double-edged sword. So I think, and I do a lot of self-reflection. Like, where is this coming from? I always ask myself,
Ba't di mo tanungin, where is this going to?
Because I don't know what that is. I can only know the past. So how we are always has something to do with our childhood, right?
Yes.
So I noticed in my dating life,
Wait, hold on.
in my dating life, I've never held on to anyone so strong that it's gonna break me. It's like
Iniwanan mo nga yung boyfriend mo sa Manila eh.
Well, because I can't help it. What am I do? Bring him in my luggage?
Correct.
I can't.
Guys, may point siya.
And then so even in my adult life, when I date and it doesn't work out, next. Why? And I had to ask myself, in my childhood, my parents were always gone. And I have to learn how to accept that. And even, I have a little sister, 9 years younger than me. And when my mom left, so my dad was already gone in the States mostly, and he would come home maybe once a year during Christmas. My mom also started going to Japan 6 months at a time. She was actually in a band, entertaining too. And my sister, being young, of course, would cry. Like, she's a baby. And I would be sad, but I don't have time to cry because I have to console my sister.
So marunong ka mag-self-soothe. So meron, ang attachment style mo is, hindi ka anxious eh. Detached ka. You're a detached person. Okay.
So it helps me let go of things, of outcomes, of people. If they're not supposed to be in my life, what am I going to do?
And you're okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Or nasanay ka na to be okay with that?
I'm okay with that because this is how I think of it. For anyone that can help, that I can help saying this, it's like if you keep holding on to this, then how is God going to give you something better?
Yes.
Because you're so stuck with this. Or obviously, it's not working. So just the faster you let go, the quicker you can move on.
Do you notice na ang na-attract mong mga lalaki are the anxious ones? Yung
maybe
mahabol sa'yo.
because they're the
Di ba?
yeah.
Kasi yun ang terno eh. A detached person and an anxious person go together. You cannot have two detached persons.
Yeah.
Two
Ito naman
detached
ako
people.
thinking, they can't get enough of me. Attached lang pala. Attached or attached?
Pwede pareho. Bakit hindi?
It's not me pala. It's not. I learned something new tonight, guys. It's not me.
Pero yeah, may ganun eh. Can you check, Mike, there are 4, can you search on them, the 4 attachment styles?
Yeah. I definitely heard of it. I can't memorize them all, but there's anxious attachment for sure. And I'm the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yun ang palagi nagsasama, yung isang
Yeah.
tumatakbo at saka yung isang humahabol.
Bakit no?
Kasi pag may dalawa kang anxious, mababaksak yun eh.
Ikaw, who are you?
Ako,
Who are you?
I used to be anxious attachment. I was able to normalize it knowing full well what my attachment style was. And tama ka, upbringing, because my mom was always there to help me soothe. And then may mga kaibigan ako na had to self-soothe. So detached ang
Secure, avoidant, anxious, and
yun, avoidant, you're
I'm
an avoidant.
avoidant.
Yeah. And then yung isa is anxious. Anxious lang?
and dismissive.
Dismissive. So hindi ikaw ang dismissive avoidant, ikaw yung detached. Tama ba, detached? Yeah. Kasi
That is it.
dismissive avoidant, yun yung, wala akong pakialam dyan.
But I'd rather be detached than attached. I feel like the friends I have that are attached, I feel so, not bad, but I feel them when they just can't let go. And I'm like, just let go. But they can't.
Pero you know what's so interesting about you? You're a detached person and yet empath ka. They don't go together eh.
Really?
Hindi pwede eh.
Bakit?
Kasi normally yung mga anxious ang empath because kailangan lang ng company eh. So, ikaw, when you're talking to your friends, when they're asking for advice, do you feel what they feel? Or you're just basically listening to them and being objective? Dalawa yun.
I think I'm an empath because a lot of times I feel it before you even tell me. However,
Ang tanong ko dyan is when they tell you, nasa utak ko ba is, or ang tanga-tanga mo naman. Yun yung difference.
actually, I'm always solution oriented, and it's something that I question myself if I need to be better or not. But I'm like, I feel like that's fine because I know I shouldn't always find solutions when people are venting.
Right.
I should just listen. But I also tell my friends, if you know me and you're telling me your problem, then you want solutions because you know that's where I'm going. If you didn't want a solutionary friend, you need to tell someone else that would just listen. Because I think this is why we have different friends.
Right.
Because you know who to go to. I am a problem solver. That's why I'm good at my job because I troubleshoot on, whenever. And so if you tell me something, I'm already like, this is how we're going to fix it.
So dala-dala mo yung childhood na yun hanggang sa pagtanda mo.
Yeah. And one thing too that I didn't get to share yet that's really interesting about my childhood is that I was 11 years old when my mom and my dad were both in the US na. And we did have
Tagal, no?
yayas.
11 to 17, yeah.
Yeah, we had some yayas and then some relatives that tried to look after us but didn't work out. So eventually it's me, my mom teaching me how to use an accounting book for credits and debit. They would send me money and I remember I would be the one going to the market and exchanging that for dollars. And it's like 11, 12 years old taking the Jeep and then
Dala-dala mo yung, oh my God.
but knowing I have to act like there's no money in my bag,
Yeah.
and then budgeting.
So kahit sa pera, detached ka pa rin.
And I'm really good at my job because part of my job is budgeting.
Yeah.
And delivering my marketing plans for the year under budget.
Okay. Since binabanggit mo palagi marketing and it's not easy to be a marketer. Huh?
No.
When did you find out within yourself na, you know what, I'm cut out to be in marketing? Was it college or was it after college?
And somewhat accidental.
Explain.
I actually wanted to be a fashion designer and minor in marketing. Because
Interesting.
I figured
Saan ka nag-college?
Washington State University.
Saucy naman. Anyway.
Our mascot is a cougar, and I hate saying I'm a cougar.
The wazoo.
Yeah,
The wazoo.
Yeah.
Okay. Siya naman season.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, game. Wag na ako.
I was waiting.
Hindi, DLSU. Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Lasal.
Oh, Lasa. Okay.
May Lasal kayo sa Bacolod, di ba?
I know, but I left
Okay, go.
way before college.
So, you wanted fashion designing, minor in marketing.
Yes.
Why that? Good combination though.
Because I'm creative. And so I always, actually my best friend and I then thought we were going to have a clothing line together. So when I stepped into college, I realized they did not allow you to, sorry. I was going to major in marketing and minor in fashion design.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew for some reason back then as a fashion designer, I was just going to starve and I didn't want to do that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very, very practical for being a young child. Anyway, so I wanted to major in marketing and minor in fashion design, but they did not allow minors in fashion design anymore. You had to major in it. It's like, no way I'm going to do that. So I just stuck with marketing. And I think marketing came to me because I wanted to do something in business. And I thought to myself, like, no business can survive without marketing.
True.
So I want to be an essential.
So, nung recession ng 2007, 8, 9, how was your career?
I was laid off. Not as a marketer though. My first job was actually assistant buyer for Macy's because I interned with them before I graduated.
Alam mo, ang sarap-sarap maging buyer, ha?
Yeah.
Yung cousin ni Mike, by the way, shout out Blitzabad, buyer yan. Oh my God, nililigawan na kung sino-sino yun, di ba?
Yeah, and all the samples you get.
Can you to the untrained ear or person, can you please tell them what a buyer is?
Yeah, so at Macy's Northwest, that was in Seattle, I was an assistant buyer for fashion jewelry. So the J-Lo, Betsy Johnson, Kenneth Reactions, things like that. So I have a buyer. What she does, and she has to go to market events like Las Vegas Magic Show and things like that. And then she looks at collections, and then she determines what collection will work at what region.
At what region?
Okay. Some of them buy for multiple stores. So it's like if you're buying for a conservative area, state, whatever, then you don't want to buy all these like bling, things like that. And so as an assistant buyer, what I had to do was help with inventory, purchase orders, things like that. And then I'm the one usually accepting all the samples because they're sending all the samples so you would choose them, right? So
ikaw ang gatekeeper ng buyer.
Yeah. So some samples, they said, we need this back. Most samples, they don't care. So I still have drawers full of jewelry. Anyway, that's it.
So you got laid off.
Yeah.
So it was a good gig. Ba't hindi ka bumalik when the economy boomed? Ba't hindi ka bumalik?
Well, actually, when we got laid off, it was like 8,000 employees got laid off. And then they offered everybody severance pay. And then they said, you can go to Atlanta if you want, or you can go to New York.
So wait, you were not in LA, you were in Seattle?
Yeah, I was in Seattle.
Doon ka ba nagland from the Philippines?
First.
Saan sa Seattle?
Tacuela. To be very specific.
Is that close to more the Tacoma side, the Rainier side, or
northern side?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yun. Sa mga Mount Rainier, mga Roy.
Hindi. Kent, Bellevue.
Oh, wow. Social Bellevue.
Yeah. But we're
Sorry
just
naman.
Tacuela.
Parang yun ang Beverly Hills ng
ng shuttle.
Ng shuttle, di ba? Okay. So, from there, nagpunta ka sa Atlanta o dumiretso ka na ng LA?
I didn't live anywhere else. It's just I went to Atlanta to try to interview, but I realized I don't want to live there or New York. So let me just figure out my future other than that. And then I decided to go to LA during recession, which is really not something.
Why would you do something like that?
Because I have all my half siblings here. My dad has a total of 7 children. Me and my sister
are 6 and 7.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 5, 6 and 7, me and my sister.
Yeah.
The rest are older.
Can you imagine kung ikaw ang 4 and 5?
Bakit?
Tapos may 6 and 7 pa?
Oh.
Okay, so kayo ang sister mo, 6 and 7. Okay.
And then, so a lot of my siblings are here in California, and they're all like, they're older, and so they have homes and things. And so I said, can I stay with you for 2 weeks? And then you 2 weeks, and then you. So until I figure out what I want to do and if I want to stay in California. And I'm Filipino. I can really. So I moved here with my severance pay. I mean, I didn't move yet. I was vacationing. safe safe thought. And then so I was here vacationing, figuring out what I can do.
Right.
So at that time I was hustling, like I would go to networking events and things like that, and I would meet people. And
Time out. So going to networking events to meet people, did you have to have an open mind for this? I mean, when I say that, because sa damo kanina I was asking, you're a person who's not attached to outcome. Di ba? Basta ikaw you'll go. There are people who go for a purpose na talagang gigil na gigil sila na ito ang kailangan kong gawin. Were you the type of person that went to an event na let me just temperature check? Parang
exactly.
ganun. Okay.
Let me just see what I can catch.
Okay.
So I go to events, and I, luckily I met some really good people, hired me to do a fashion show, and then hired me to do this and that. And when I say hired, it wasn't like big money. It was like $1,000 for this event. Like,
Right.
but I was also living off of unemployment money, so which was enough for me at that time. And so, when you're under unemployment, you have to keep looking for jobs. So I was also making sure that I was doing that, but nothing was sticking. It was recession. So I was doing, and then I had my own company called Events in the City. So like named after Sex in the City, Events in the City. So I was doing like weddings, baby showers, anything.
So you were hustling.
Oh yeah, totally. And then I eventually worked for a comedian.
Who?
Max Amini.
Iranian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, he blew up now. I worked for him literally just in his living room, and we would pack out the Comedy Store. We created. It was really his brainchild. Created like a comedy show. We took to Bethesda, Maryland. We toured with like.
So ikaw yung parang Girl Friday niya. Ikaw yung assistant niya.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but.
Why'd you leave that gig?
Because then I interviewed for a shopping center.
Why would you do that? You were with Max na.
But that was like inconsistent. It wasn't like you have a paycheck every. I mean, obviously he probably wanted me to stick it out until he made it, but it's like stick it out till you make it, which we don't know when. But big ups to him, he made it. Yeah. Get this job that is stable, and I don't like every 2 or 3 months I would get a letter from Barack Obama that said your thing is running out. And then the very week after that it'll say never mind, we extended. I said, gosh, okay, good. Cause I don't know how long they're going to keep giving us money.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have to take that. I don't know how long Max is going to pay me here and there.
Right.
So I know he was butthurt when I left, but I was like, look, you have to know I was under unemployment. I was looking for jobs, So I got this job at my first shopping center, which is in Carson, which is called South Bay Pavilion.
That's near Hawthorne.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a big IKEA on the 405.
Yes.
That one.
And then?
So funny story is that, so I got the letter that saying you have an interview, and in my mind, I actually had to run an errand to Macy's. So I said, you know what? I mean, we had internet back then, but we weren't like super focused on it, right? I didn't look it up. I just knew it's a mall. So I'm going to go there and exchange what I need to do at Macy's. I go there and it's like, fuck, there's no Macy's. What kind of mall is this? I'll go in. It's dark. The vendors in there look like it's dark. It's a dark mall. It's kind of swap meaty. And then I had my interview, and then I said, okay, I'll think about it. And I told myself, like, what am I signing up for? It looks bad.
What were you signing up for?
Right. And then I woke up and I said, you know what? I had a light bulb. And I said, I cannot make it worse.
Ang ganda, ano? Ang ganda nung perception. Oo nga naman, di ba? You cannot make it worse, which means it's an opportunity for you.
To be a star.
Not only that, no pun intended, to shine.
Yeah. And so I did. If you go to that shopping center now, it has AMC, Bath and Body Works. It has all these.
So you had to invite these establishments.
No. Longer story than that.
I have to share,
put more life into this dead shopping center.
Which meant you had to sell the idea
to people, not to the stores.
To people.
People has to come first for the stores to think there is traffic there.
So ikaw,
that's my job.
Naglalagay ka ng coming soon, mga.
Hindi. I put on events. One of my biggest events was Filipino American History Month.
Ito na nga yun.
Yeah, not the same one. Totally different. This was 10 years, no, 13 years ago now. And I got connected with this one lady. Her name is Paz. Shout out.
Pause.
And then she's a connector in the, I say I want to meet people like this, and she's like, she knows them in the city of Carson. And I met the Filipino community, and they were just starting the Chamber of Commerce there. And the very next year after I started my job, they decided to work with me to do a Filipino American History Month every weekend. And it turns out that I actually entered that event to get an award, because every association
Galing.
has an award. Like the shopping centers also has an award, like a Grammys or an Oscar, right? And that actually won an award because it attracted so many people for a very low cost, because I did not have a lot of budget for that mall. Anyway, we even had Apple the App there, who
See, tama ako.
but not the same event. Apple the App was there to be a judge for our talent competition for high school students at one of the Saturdays. So to get a star there, and we didn't have to pay for it because it was all like nonprofit, like outreach and things. Yeah.
So that must have made you proud and confident with regard to, I can do this, I can do better.
Yeah. Every year we improved everything.
So nagkaroon na ng ilaw tong South Bay Pavilion.
Yeah.
Paano mo napasok ang AMC? How did AMC come into the building? AMC, guys, if you're in the Philippines, ito yung theater chain.
It's actually Cinemark.
Cinemark ang pumasok sa inyo.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of things has to happen until that. So they were already, so there's in a mall management team, there's a general manager, and then there's a leasing person that does all the work. There's a marketing person. So they have to first rely on a marketing person to be able to deliver events, so then you can take pictures with lots of people there, so you can use those type of pictures to prove, like, look, there is traffic here. We have to install traffic counters, so we will actually have numbers of knowing how many people come into the shop.
So hindi yan yung taong gumaganon ng...
Hindi na, no.
Automatic na yun.
Arthritis na yun. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. We actually have traffic counters, and you have no idea how high tech those traffic counters can be.
I want to know how high tech those.
Some of them can actually.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because I want to go front, back.
No, they're high tech. Some of them can actually detect your face.
Are you serious?
And then some of them can actually sign up with the police so that it can help them solve some cases.
That's right now, 2023.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh no! Right now, even more advanced. They use your cell phone signal to track you. Now we don't have.
Are we allowed to talk about this? Because I want to talk about.
Yeah, we are allowed to talk about this because we're not. Well, I'm not saying we, because that's not my company, but those companies do not divulge information of whose cell phone and what person. It just tracks the signal, and because you go to the same place every night, that knows that that's your home. So it knows where you're going. So there is parts of these traffic counters that can actually say, oh, 50% of your shoppers come from home. 50% of your shoppers come from work.
Wow.
50% of your shoppers come from IKEA. Like, they can tell. But
so
we don't know who they are.
Yan yung analytics na binabasa mo. Mm-hmm. So can you imagine this 11-year-old girl na meron lang credit debit na ledger?
Yeah, right?
Diba? Ngayon, talagang complicated analytics na ang binabasa.
Yeah. And it's amazing what we can do with those data. And I mean, not to really go off field, but I know a lot of people are like, don't like those intrusive things, but I actually don't mind it. You know how your phone is listening to you?
Yeah.
Some people don't like that. I do. Because why would I want to see ads I don't care about? I want to see ads I care about.
I actually say, pande ube.
I do that too. When I'm looking for something, I just say it to my phone. Eventually, I'll see it.
And then eventually, Auntie D's, oh my God, in Eagle Rock, now it's there.
Yeah. See? It helps.
Okay, so your passion about building malls or not
building up
or rebranding. Diba?
Rebranding. Mm-hmm.
Dito na, now I understand when you're telling the story in terms of the idea and the vision.
Mm-hmm.
Pero you have the guts to actually put it into action.
Yeah.
You're a step taker.
Mm-hmm. Problem solver, step taker. Definitely.
How do you deal with pressure? Kasi
great, I just go boxing.
Kasi Self-inflicted ang pressure mo eh.
Yeah, no, really. Because no one tells me to do 4 events in 1 month. I want to do 4 events in 1
No one
month.
tells you na ito mangyayari sa building na to. Ito mangyayari sa building.
No. Yeah.
Kasi kung kasama ko, sasabihin ko, Sweeney,
Stop na yan.
okay na tayo dito.
I actually really, really enjoy my work because I think part of my work being a marketing manager in shopping centers is that I have an idea. I think I have some kind of addiction to like thinking of ideas.
And then getting them
Implement.
to fruition.
Yeah,
no?
implementing
Oh, wow.
them and then seeing the results. And then I have another addiction to see if I can make it better next year.
So ikaw nga talaga nagpapahirap sa sarili mo.
Ako nga. I just started a new job at 2nd and PCH, which is a beautiful shopping center.
So
in
nasa
the
Palos
Marina.
Verdes ka?
Hindi, Long Beach yan.
Long Beach, okay.
2nd and PCH. And literally second day today. Second day in the office. And I already completed the events I want to do until December. So my first event is going to be like October 12th, which is going to be Hispanic Heritage Month inspired with like a salsa band or something.
Wow and double wow.
Yeah.
I mean, when do you think this will...
Slow down.
No. Mali. Where do you think this will lead to?
Good question. I eventually want to go full time on my own business because I
Which
have
is?
my own Mayday Inc. Sweeney Mae, Mayday. Because if you need marketing help, you call Mayday. Get it?
I love it!
Get it? Okay.
Di ba, Sweeney? Mayday.
Yeah. Because, so eventually I want to go full time for myself. I just turned 40 this year, so I'm thinking maybe around 45-ish. Maybe I'll be at that mindset where I can just, use everything I've learned and my credentials and just go for it.
Galing, no? Alam mo, may naisip ako pag nag-advertise ka dyan sa Mayday Inc. mo, i-advertise mo sa mga men's urinal. Ang mga men's urinal, kasi mahilig kami magwiwi at saka magbato ng chiclet or ng bubblegum. Bubblegum, ng gum. Napakabata. Pinoy na Pinoy, ano? Bubblegum. So, mahilig kami magtapon ng gum sa urinal. So, meron screen. Diba, dapat may nakalagay na Mayday Inc. Is your business in the toilet?
Call Mayday.
Oh, alam mo, lagi ko naiisip yun. Pag tumitingin ako sa baba, sabi ko, grabe, may rubber doon. Alam mo yun, Mike, di ba? Alam nyo rin yun, guys.
Hindi ko alam.
Kasi pambabae. and yun nga yung point na may logo doon. Sabi ko, grabe talaga hindi naisip ng mga company na to na maglagay ng advertising as a marketing consulting firm, di ba?
Yeah. And I've had a side hustle since when I moved to LA, starting with events in the city. And
Is that still active, events in the city?
through me.
Okay.
But the name I eventually changed to Mayday Inc. Because I didn't want to be event heavy because of my full-time job. So I wanted to be more marketing heavy where I coach small businesses with marketing. Or I do workshops and talks about social media, about AI now, ChatGPT, all of that. Just teaching small businesses how to be more efficient with their marketing processes because I know they don't have a lot of time for it. So they don't have a lot of time for it, so they get frustrated. They don't do it. But wait, you can still do it if you use these tools.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put how they can reach you dito sa description ng podcast mo, so that way they can all gang up on you and
Well, gang up.
why not, di ba? Okay. So now, pinag-usapan natin, where do you see this leading to, di ba? How do you see this ending? Because at some point, you have to take care of you. Kasi ako ang nalulula sa lahat ng mga ginagawa mo. You're doing a lot. Pati yung Mayday Inc. It's not for you talaga eh. It's for businesses. It's for other people.
But I feel like...
You feel like. So iba yung you feel like sa actually may tangible.
Let me think about that.
Sige.
Because
Take your time.
I feel
Episode
like,
mo to.
I think my purpose here on earth is to help other people. Because I don't know how else God made me so strong, detached, skillful, and able to communicate and take my lessons and apply it to things if I can't help other people. I think I find joy in solving things and helping people.
Hindi kaya excuse mo lang yon
Hindi kaya. I don't know. Or are you just making it complicated for me?
Kita mo, ang weird, di ba? Helping other people is easy for you. Pero once I bring it back to you, you're deflecting it.
Am I? Look,
Put it in the comments below.
Am I?
Di ba?
What is it for me? I mean, but why does it have to be different if it's for me?
Is it really for you? Or yung joy of helping other people is for you?
I think that it really grinds my gears when people are doing things inefficiently, and I really want to help them.
Pet peeve mo yun.
Yeah, like I see them, well, what their social media looks like. I'm not perfect, but I'm just saying for people that are maybe less knowledgeable than me, obviously, is who I can help, because I can't help someone better than me, right? But those people that are not exposed to the resources, pero easy lang pala to get those resources. I'm like, dude, just do this. Like, you'll be better off. Like, I think that's where it comes from, really.
Are you a generous receiver?
Maybe not.
Oh.
I don't think so. Even for compliments, sometimes I'm still learning to say just thank you instead of deflecting.
Right.
Yeah.
Kita mo, defensive ka. Wala
akong sinasabi. Defensive. I don't know.
I'm enjoying this episode. Sa totoo lang talaga. This so much. I'm learning a lot. And so, okay. Ilan natin ng maayos. Sweeney Mae. You're an author. You're an inspiration. You're a communicator. You're a marketing manager. You're a daughter. Diba? You're a big sister. Who are you talaga?
I am a big kid who likes to go to Disneyland with my boyfriend. We both have Disney passes. He thinks I'm weird. I say corny jokes and dad jokes, like random things, pun jokes that makes no sense, and he hates it. But that's the only way I can annoy him, because he tickles me and he's bigger than me and I can't deflect him. So the only way I can annoy him is to say things wrong purposely. Like, he loves Star Wars, so I say Star Trek on purpose, and he wants to like wrangle my neck. So I mean, that's me. I like to actually what's tukso in English?
Peace.
There's another one. More agonizing.
Oh my God.
A more agonizing tease. What is that, you guys?
Mock is derogatory.
Nah, it's there's a word where I'm like really like just
hindi mo yung tinutokso mo talaga.
Yeah, that's me.
Kinakantsawan mo talaga.
Yeah, yeah. Even to my friends, like they say something serious and I'm like just left field. Like I can That's me. I like to poke fun, make fun of, and also I think it's my defense mechanism to make light and make fun of serious things. It's like so tiring to be so serious. The only time I'm really serious is if I'm pissed.
So what would you say? What would you say to 11-year-old Sweeney Mae if you see her? Ano ba, nagkasabay kayo sa jeep on her way to the palengke?
To the palengke to exchange my dollars?
Yeah.
What would I tell this child?
Who has to fend for herself by pretending na wala siyang pera, di ba? Who has to act a certain way. What would you tell that child?
Oh my goodness. What would I tell that child? That's a hard question. What would I tell my younger self? I would say everything will
Kasi ikaw lang nakakakilala sa kanya eh. Pag sakay nyo ng jeep, ikaw lang ang makakaalam kung sino siya.
Yeah. I think I would tell her, I think as a young child, I was a bit insecure. Because,
no, talk to her. I'm not talking about you.
Oh, acting. Okay, action. Are you playing Maalala Mo Kaya song? Well, I think that, everything will be okay. Right now you feel insecure because most of your friends seem like they have a lot of resources. They have rich family, going to ballet classes. Yeah, my mom put us in piano lessons. We couldn't finish it because anyway, our service would always leave us because we go late. But in the end, when you're older, you'll have a different set of skills that you won't get training for it now. So you don't see it now, but you will reap the fruits when you're older.
are you contented to? Are you in a state of content right
If
now?
I die tomorrow, I think I've lived a wonderful life. Yes.
The book, the new book. How soon will we see it?
Next year, probably fall. If not sooner, like summer.
So that means we'll see you again.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sweeney Mae. We'll post a lot in the description. Thank you for being very inspiring. And don't forget to put your like, share this episode, write down your comments. I'm gonna read it. She's gonna read it. By the way, you can get the book. It's on Amazon. And let's support me.
Follow Pacos Place. Yeah.
Pati rin yung all abroad. Kulitin
All abroad.
natin.
Yes.
Kulitin natin sila.
Good job. I didn't even feel.